The sociological dynamics of communication as psychological warfare. How tactics are used to discredit, isolate, immobilize, silence, and eliminate. By Kevin Perlman. Introduction. Across America, a subtle yet potent form of psychological warfare is unfolding, aimed at ordinary citizens. This campaign of discrediting, immobilizing, and ultimately silencing targets is driven by invasive and manipulative tactics. In my own experience, these methods are not just about harassment, they're about elimination and eradication at all costs. A system of control and privacy violations. These tactics are deeply rooted in privacy violations. Since childhood, I have been subjected to surveillance, manipulation, and setups and frame jobs, starting as early as 5 years old, when my own family began framing me as crazy. My brother Jason Perelman, told to provoke me while playing victim, was part of this from the beginning. By the time I was in school, neighbors, friends, and even strangers were drawn into the harassment and terror network. Since 2001, the escalation became undeniable. At Signity Services, my own business, I confronted my business partner Mike Huntley about the privacy violations I was seeing. Instead of denying it, he lashed out, admitting, "Mike, what the hell is going on? World of paranoia. We're using the judicial system against you. You're too out of control for California. You had better live a careful life. It's your behavior." At first I thought his words were a sick joke, but the attacks never stopped. That was when I realized he was serious and the mask had come off. Methods of weaponizing speech and privacy. This is how the cycle works. Ideas of reference and guilting. Private information is used to imply, "We know what you did," without directly accusing you. Invasive surveillance. Illegal surveillance tools, such as Trojans, phone tapping, and location tracking, are used to collect data and spread it to participants. Setting traps for communication. If you confront them, they deny everything or accuse you of paranoia. "We never said that." Or pretend they are afraid of you and spew out disinformation that you are dangerous. They are schizophrenic. They suffer from mental illness and need to get help. Group coordination. Attacks are repeated endlessly by groups, whistling in unison, asking the same rehearsed questions, or mirroring words back to me. And thousands of other tactics on these psychological terror levels, clearly developed by the psychology community in unison with the police and government agencies. The point is always the same: provoke, isolate, and destroy. From harassment to direct violence. Once surveillance and labeling were in place, the harassment escalated into direct physical attacks and violent setups, carried out by neighborhood watch groups, Starbucks employees, private security companies, businesses, anonymous strangers, and worldwide mass mobs. These operations were coordinated and protected by LAPD, the psychology community, the judicial system, and anyone tied into the original cover-up. Those who don't want the truth of what was started from the beginning to ever come to light continue to protect it by force. Examples include Starbucks and security guard assault. Starbucks fabricated countless lies against me, then tried to force me to sign corporate falsifications. When I documented the fraudulent paperwork with photos, I was physically attacked by security guard John Paul Naranjo, Boyd's and Associates, 7 punches to the back of the head, showing clear motive to kill. He likely was even paid by LAPD and Starbucks, since he technically worked for the shopping center, not Starbucks directly. Their lies included claiming I was trying to start fights, when in reality, it was their own employees, associates, and even customers endlessly provoking me. This began on my very first visits to Starbucks in 2004 and has continued ever since, with worldwide support. The same harassment follows me in coffee shops and businesses everywhere I go, almost minute by minute. Racist and bigoted comments like "you're kind" reveal the discriminatory motives behind these setups. These weren't random incidents, they were clearly organized operations. LAPD has covered up these crimes by flipping the narrative, trying to claim I am making them stalk me. Garrett A. Starbucks employee, 2005, Topanga and Ventura, Woodland Hills, California. Working with the police, psychology community, Starbucks, Coffee Bean, and all coffee shops, businesses, and public places worldwide in a joint eradication operation. Around 2005, during my early visits to Starbucks when I was simply trying to get fresh air and relax, an employee named Garrett looked at me and said, "It's your transgressions." At the same time, I was enduring 10 to 100 harassment events per hour inside and outside the store, showing the connected events of coffee shop employees working with the police, psychology community, and worldwide vigilante civilians to stop a 5-year-old. This wasn't casual. It was a deliberate tactic, insinuating that I had committed some crime as a child. The purpose was to coerce a false confession and to trick me into believing that the coordinated conspiracy to commit murder against me was justified. In reality, it was nothing more than a cover-up of their ongoing crime spree. Knife attack and attempted stabbing by a girl tied to LAPD is on video. This wasn't random street violence. It was a staged escalation, meant to frame me as crazy or a public nuisance so LAPD could cover up what they started when I was a young child. Drug dealer personality neighbor and K9 attack, protected by LAPD. One neighbor, who acted like a stereotypical drug dealer slash thug personality, unleashed what appeared to be a trained K9 on me. On video, it looks like a police K9 unit truck picked up the dog afterward. Even if it wasn't an official police vehicle, the dog was trained to attack on command. My very first interaction with this neighbor was him threatening me, "You had better accept what's going on or it will get a lot worse." Later, he was caught on video screaming, "You're a snitch, you're dead." These death threats were his way of telling me I had better accept LAPD's stalking campaigns designed to have me killed or eradicated. Once again, LAPD refused to take the video or write reports, covering it up with lies, claiming it was my fault for making people stalk me. This same neighbor was also found with a pile of stolen neighborhood mail. I believe this was directly tied to lead officer Charles Sean Dintz's illegal operations. Dintz was running provocation campaigns through Facebook and sending mobs after people like me. The one common sense question you might want to ask yourself is, when I drove to Topanga Division LAPD police station and dropped off the stolen mail and reported that after the fact, why was LAPD so mad at me for reporting the crime and handing them the mail? Normally people are told to report crimes, especially if people are stealing mail to steal coronavirus stimulus checks. However, like usual, this enraged LAPD more. They were mad. "What do you want me to do with this?" Showing that they don't want to do anything that shows I'm not the person they've been spewing to the world. Another one of his victims, Rex Schellenberger, federally sued Dentz and the city of Los Angeles for destroying his reputation nationwide as part of these Nazi-style agendas to create a so-called perfect world. And what was Schellenberger's crime? Sleeping in his car. Dentz tried to force him into a mental institution the same way he tried with me, by forging signatures, while riling up global Facebook mobs to stalk him for it. I also received indirect death threats from Dintz himself, delivered through stalking neighbors. He made it clear that I wasn't allowed to leave my house. After one setup attempt with his criminal neighborhood watch armies, I was taking a walk at a public park. A neighbor called Dintz, then approached me to provoke me verbally until Dintz arrived. When I refused to react, Dintz told me, "Go home." Not, "Can you leave the park for now," but "Go home." Later, when he saw me at another public location, he sneered, "I thought I told you to go home." The message was clear. My house was my jail cell. I wasn't allowed out. Dintz and his racist, bigoted mobs had turned my life into the equivalent of a concentration camp in Nazi Germany. Dintz also tried to dictate what I was allowed to do with my life. If you read between the lines what is really going on and what my family is doing to control me with them, they claim coffee creates anxiety, so I wasn't allowed to drink coffee. This is supposedly for me, to keep me healthy. He implied I couldn't pursue studio photography because he deemed it illegal. He was Officer Toro, Encino Starbucks with Dr. Alex Lazar. "If you ever take a picture of a person, I will exercise the law in my own way," for getting into studio photography. If he disagreed with anything I did, he simply built larger neighborhood watch armies to fabricate lies and mob me to death. Dozens of these stalking setups, frame jobs, and provocations have been captured on video. Internal affairs repeatedly covered up for dints, watering down my reports and reframing everything to make me look crazy or hypersensitive, while ignoring the very real stalking, attacks, and death threats. Dints is even on video during break-in attempts at my home, along with other setup attempts with neighborhood watch groups. In one case, members of what I call the Dins clan tried to manipulate me into harassing a homeless person in a park bathroom to set me up. I walked away, letting them know they were on video trying to set me up. The next day, Dins came over trying to figure out how to arrest me anyway, and with his police officer buddies posing as FBI agents impersonating FBI agents. Federal crime. Because they couldn't manipulate me into committing crimes, LAPD and their Nazi armies only grew angrier. And with my family, Bailey Bernard stalked me, followed me home, and physically assaulted me under LAPD orders. Despite clear evidence, LAPD protected him in court. Prosecutors working with Dins perjured themselves, and judges supported it. Judicialize claimed I never called the police, even though I had records proving I did, and I personally went down to the station. This shows how deeply the judicial system has been corrupted to shield perpetrators while continuing the campaign against me. Police threats officers openly threatened me, saying directly, "We're watching you, Perelman." These weren't rumors, the threats were caught on video. This proves law enforcement has been monitoring and stalking me since I was 5 years old. Setups in jail when I was incarcerated multiple times, illegal arrests staged to attack my credibility and cover up their 48-year stalking campaign. The harassment didn't stop. It escalated. Charges were falsified, reversed, or manufactured, just like the Starbucks defamation and slander with never-ending attacks. Inside jail, inmates and officers staged provocations non-stop. Everyone already knew who I was before I even arrived. The provocations were continual and systematic, proving that the psychological warfare extended into every environment, even jail, and that the targeting was coordinated across all levels of the system to figure out how to eradicate me and make me disappear. Conclusion. These are just a few examples of a 48-year campaign of non-stop operations, harassment escalating into direct violence, all protected under the same corrupt umbrella of law enforcement, psychology, and the judicial system, as it is designed to do until the target is either dead or gone from day one. Methods of weaponizing speech, names, and privacy. These tactics are progressive, exponential, and obsessive, with 1,000s of these types of tactics, from verbal harassment, visual, audible, whistling in mass, coordinated groups whistling endlessly, patterned cars, sequential pairs, example, two of same colors, two of same cars, two backwards or same colors as backwards, people told to do things to you in twos or mimics with two people. Maybe two green Jeep Cherokees parked together, or other various pattern groupings and tactics. Cars parked but not driven, used as intimidation signals, with idea of reference messages. Example, if you go to the beach and do a scenic photo shoot. When you come home you might see two Toyota Camrys together, which usually grow exponentially after this point. Mass repetition of greetings, asking, "How you doing?" Response, "Good, good." And 1,000s of other tactics like this. Verbal mirroring. A phrase like, "Alrighty then," doing Jim Carrey jokes on social networks, will have worldwide groups in repetition saying "alrighty" at every business, sometimes 5 times in a couple of minutes. If you fix something a business screwed up that they was pretending to be incompetent. Like they couldn't change a spark plug correctly, intentionally doing so. Business employees worldwide will keep calling you boss. This will be repeated worldwide, forever, and exponentially get worse for each tactic. An idea of reference, insinuation, or innuendo from random stranger who aren't supposed to be connected to that person or location to try to create the appearance of schizophrenia. Copycat tactics worldwide, instantly replicated across states, businesses, and countries. Things I say, gestures, Things I buy like hats, shirts, phrases, jokes. From stranger to stranger when they see me. A lot of times with angry eye contact. Fabricated conversations. Starbucks and LAPD with worldwide strangers, no matter where I am. Spreading as many lies and disinformation as possible. And worldwide. This information instantly goes worldwide as each new daily lie is created. A cover-up of a cover-up of a cover-up, daily all the way down to 5 years old. There is no method of addressing the lies. And the source is masked so that you can't defend yourself even with a dialogue to state they are fabrications. It is designed to create angry mobs to kill with no resource for survival. Traps in reporting, speaking, or staying silent, both used as evidence. The situation is ideally created to be a catch-22. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because the motive was there from day one. Names as weapons. Rhoda Rhodey Michael Huntley my middle name. Idea of reference name association triggers. To create the appearance of mental illness or schizophrenia. Glamorizing the situation. Trying to make the target think that this is for him, or people are just teasing and he is too sensitive. Or try to make the target look like he suffers from delusions of grandeur or thinks differently than others, so they can try to justify a conspiracy to commit murder, or brainwash the target into thinking what they are doing is acceptable, normal, his fault, or acceptable to do, trying to get him to accept his demise. Even every piece of artwork, all the way down to 5-year-old, was twisted. My mother, an art therapist, and others kept claiming it was a confession of guilt. Strategic methods to build angry psychology mobs with worldwide enraged psychotic, civilian hate armies. Once a tactic starts, it never stops. Once the lie is created, they never let go. They keep building larger and larger stalking groups. Manipulating civilians, families, and psychiatry. At first, my mother had a list of psychiatrists prepared to ambush me. Once I understood and wanted to expose it, the psychology community wanted me dead. Dr. Natalie Kra, if you don't take medication, you will destroy your life. Said in anger, not concern. Stalkers following you to public locations, then claiming you are stalking them. In my case, countless models, porn stars, and other various predators. Stalking and playing victim. Dr. Alex Lazar, office next to Starbucks. Encino, as I mentioned that Mike Huntley was stating that I was filled with anger and rage. Telling Dr. Alex Lazar that my family is stalking me with their groups because they feel that their 5-year-old is filled with anger and rage projecting on their child. His eyes shifted in guilt looking down at the floor. He then shifted gears from being a psychiatrist to a corrupt police officer to cover it all up. I also mentioned the Persian stalking groups with Tom Farley at Coffee Bean on Ventura and Corbin, now known as Polinos, and the stalking groups linking to my father Persian chiropractor Payam Sheen. In Golden State Sports Medical lashing out in anger and rage at me. He said, I'm Persian. His gear shifted to cover it all up as he interrogated me about photography and meeting women, instead of helping solve the problem for my health. Working with LAPD Officer Toro at Encino Starbucks on Havhurst and Ventura, he threatened, if you ever take a picture of a person, I will exercise the law in my own way. This Starbucks location with a customer army was working on me with upwards of 1,000 attacks per day with these no relaxing for you nigger death threats and the chess club. Every single time there, just like every other place worldwide since finding out. This went on at this location alone for something like 5 years, and still today no matter where I go and relax. After this, the harassment multiplied, thousands of attacks per day at Starbucks Encino, and even a nationwide shift to backwards parking in coordinated patterns. Remember that these are a few examples of what is 1,000s of different types of psychological warfare tactics done to me worldwide, exponentially growing since I was 5 years old. This is also the location the stalking chess club followed me to. In anger and rage with the no relaxing free nigger death threat worldwide black community groups. Because Ariana, the black model, contacted me around 2004 off Facebook wanting me to do a photo shoot. The final green screen composite was on a chessboard. Her then wanting to go to PF Chang's and interrogate me to try to make me look crazy. Also hinting about the Mike Tyson composite with Chun-Li at University of Colorado, and was never interested in actual artistic creations for her future, but was stalking with Aubrey Fisher, who followed me to the same Starbucks in Encino with the chess club, and Alex Lazar, then chess club, then moved to the Starbucks in Topanga and Galt. Most likely working on psychological angles with Christina Stolinsky telling me to read Atlas Shrugged and closer to my house in more Starbucks and customer stalking operations to eradicate and kill at all costs. Officer Toro, Encino Starbucks, if you ever take a picture of a person I will exercise it in my own way, because someone doesn't want their child involved in photography with women, which has nothing to do with legality. Beyond psychiatry, toward eradication. These operations are not about help. They are about elimination, conspiracy to commit murder, coerced suicide, or permanent incarceration. For me, it has meant decades of setups, cover-ups, and threats. A personal reality. Since age 5, I have lived this reality: lies, disinformation, attacks, and cover-ups. Much as on video. The tactic never changes. Get the target to talk. Use his words against him. Escalate to violence or disappearance. Even Chief Michael Moore of LAPD admitted this exists, though he tried to downplay it. Our dialogue consists of children being monitored once the parents call the police on their child, as his definition of monitoring is very different than what they are really doing with their mental illness watch lists and community stalking operations, especially with their head thug, lead officer Charles Sean Dins and his New Order Nazi regime, to eradicate the inferior race. Those who are homeless or have mental illness, there is no middle ground. To them, only the superior race is allowed to roam the earth out of cages. Why it's called gang stalking? It is progressive, whispers attacks. It is exponential, tactics multiply. It is obsessive, never-ending, like a stalking murderer. This is not harassment. It is organized psychological warfare, and a persistent hunt to execute you or remove you from society at all costs until they get what they want. Legal violations and applicable codes. The following incidents are not just harassment, they are direct violations of state and federal law. Starbucks / John Paul Naranjo, assault and battery, PC sections 240 through 242, conspiracy, PC section 182, 18 USC section 241. Starbucks employees working with mobbing's customer groups in attacks at every location worldwide, whichever one I go to, as well as other coffee shops and businesses. And refusal to stop. Starbucks-related crimes and statutory violations. A. California criminal violations. 1. Stalking, harassment, and mobbing. Penal Code Section 646.9 Stalking. Pattern of employees and customers willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly harassing or following you at multiple Starbucks locations. Penal Code Section 653M. Harassing communications. Verbal, electronic, or written harassment occurring within or connected to Starbucks, including repeated, unwanted contact. Penal Code Section 422, Criminal Threats. Any threats made by employees or customer groups, which instill fear for your safety. Penal Code Section 646.9, Organized Stalking, Gang Stalking. If action is part of a group, persistent, coordinated campaign. 2. Conspiracy and group coordination. Penal Code Section 182, Criminal Conspiracy. 2 or more Starbucks employees, customers, or third parties conspiring to harass, stalk, or intimidate you. Penal Code Section 31, Aiding and abetting. Employees or managers who knowingly assist or facilitate mobbing/harassment. 3. Civil rights violations/hate crimes. Penal Code Section 422.6, Interference with civil rights, hate crimes. If actions are motivated by race, ethnicity, disability, or other protected class. Civil Code Section 51, Section 51.7, Unruh Civil Rights Act. protects the right to enjoy all business establishments, like Starbucks, without discrimination, violence, intimidation, or harassment by staff or other patrons. 4. Police involvement/abuse of authority. Penal Code Section 149, assault/battery under color of authority. If police direct, encourage, or cover up mobbing/harassment inside or outside Starbucks. Penal Code Section 136.1, intimidation of victims/witnesses. If Starbucks or police intimidate or retaliate against you for reporting. Penal Code Section 118.1, false police reports. If police or employees generate false reports or statements as part of these actions. B. California civil violations. Civil Code Section 1708.8, invasion of privacy/stalking. Intrusion into your personal peace, surveillance, or repeated unwanted approach. Civil Code Section 43, Section 1708, intentional infliction of emotional distress, ID. Coordinated mobbing, false rumors, or psychological harm. Unruh Civil Rights Act, Civ, Code Section 51, Section 51.7. Specific to public accommodation, failure by Starbucks to stop coordinated harassment or violence is a civil rights violation. C. Federal crimes and civil rights violations. 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy against rights. Starbucks employees or management, in coordination with others, especially if police involved, conspiring to threaten or intimidate you and prevent your full enjoyment of public accommodations. 18 U.S.C. Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. If police, directly or indirectly, order or encourage Starbucks personnel to engage in unlawful conduct. 18 U.S.C. Section 245, interference with federally protected activities. Interference with your right to patronize, enter, remain at, or use Starbucks as a public accommodation. 18 U.S.C. Section 2261A, interstate stalking. Garrett, 2005. A Starbucks employee, during or just before coordinated group gang stalking attacks by other employees and customers, states, it's your transgressions. The implication is you're being stalked and targeted, with LAPD involvement or knowledge, because you supposedly committed some crime, even if you have not. Legal analysis and relevant codes. 1. Stalking and harassment. PC Section 646.9, Section 653M. Repeated harassment, surveillance, and provocation, especially in a coordinated manner across locations, fits California Penal Code Section 646.9, stalking, and Section 653M, harassing communications. The phrase, it's your transgressions, is an attempt to justify ongoing harassment. 2. Conspiracy, PC Section 182. When multiple people, employees, customers, and potentially LAPD, have a shared plan to target, monitor, and harass you, this can rise to criminal conspiracy under California Penal Code Section 182. 3. Color of authority and civil rights violations. If the actions are done with LAPD's knowledge, direction, or protection, this can implicate PC Section 149, assault or battery under color of authority. 18 U.S.C. Section 242, federal deprivation of rights under color of law. 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy against rights. 4. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, civil. Coordinated workplace and community efforts to harass, shame, or intimidate you, especially justified on transgressions, fit the definition of intentional infliction of emotional distress, ID. 5. Defamation or false light. Publicly asserting that you committed a crime to third parties, especially if false and part of a campaign, may be grounds for defamation, libel/slander, or false light, invasion of privacy, creating significant civil liability. 6. Witness intimidation/retaliation, PC Section 136.1 Federal. If any part of their campaign is designed to keep you from reporting, testifying, or complaining to authorities, including police, corporate authorities, or the courts, this could constitute witness intimidation or retaliation. Knife attack, assault with a deadly weapon, PC Section 245, obstruction, PC Section 148, 18 USC Section 242. Drug dealer neighbor, K9 assault, PC Sections 240 through 243, theft, PC Section 484, 18 USC Section 241. Bailey Bernard, battery, PC Section 242, obstruction, PC Section 148, 18 USC Section 1503. Mike Huntley, criminal threats, PC Section 422, conspiracy, PC Section 182, 18 USC Section 241. Rody Morales, conspiracy, PC Section 182, 18 USC Section 241. Kelly Hatch, conspiracy, PC Section 182, fraud, 18 USC Section 241. Jason Perelman, conspiracy, PC Section 182, 18 USC Section 241. Dr. Natalie Kara, criminal threats, PC Section 422, 18 USC Section 242. Dr. Alex Lazar, conspiracy, PC Section 182, 18 USC Section 242, 18 USC Section 1512. Officer Toro, criminal threats, PC Section 422, 18 USC Section 242. LAPD, more, dense, etc. obstruction, PC Section 148, conspiracy, PC Section 182, 18 USC Sections 241 through 242, Civil RICO. Systemic tactics, stalking, PC Section 646.9, harassment, PC Section 653M, 18 USC Section 241, 18 USC Section 1951, Hobbs Act. Balance scale summary. From family to Starbucks to LAPD, every actor is implicated not just in harassment, but in crimes defined by law. These aren't isolated acts, they form a racketeering-style conspiracy to commit murder. Huntley's admissions and setups. One of the clearest windows into how this system works came through Mike Huntley, who wasn't just a business partner, but someone sent after me from the start. Connected through my brother Jason Perelman's friend circle when I was 14 at the same time with a Paul Humphrey, younger brother of Joe Humphrey is Jason Perelman's class at Calabasas High School, who actually worked the same security job at the same Starbucks/shopping center location as John Paul Naranjo of Boyds and Associates. Security, who joined LAPD prior to that, and befriended me stalking me with Mike Huntley for a good 15 years. Paul Humphrey clearly linked to the Starbucks location and the security companies in a conspiracy to commit murder. Ironically, he lived on Schomburn St. Canova Park, California, where LAPD Topanga Division opened up in 2009. While trying to frame me with some women on IRC, internet-related chat, and also a girl named Lisa Marie, Jennifer Hess, a girl named Honey, and many others, from Moline, Illinois, on these same internet-framed job tactics as Mike Huntley. By 1997, Huntley, along with Anita and Ron Perelman, manipulated me into coming back early from the University of Colorado. By 2001 at Signity Services, the mask came off. I had begun noticing clear privacy violations in our office, emails, phone calls, private information surfacing in conversations that no one should have known. Some of these violations were blatant. Hotbody international website development flows that I had designed were being taken off my computer and dropped onto random AOL screen names, often similar variants of my own, to make it appear that I was responsible for something, or to try to flip out the target and put him in a paranoid state wondering what is going on to use against him. On top of that, ICQ chats I had with a girl named Christina Stolensky from Arizona were being watched. A pool player friend, Tim Thompson, mocked me by verbally mimicking what I typed to her, proving surveillance was in play. Thompson wasn't just some guy. I allowed him to work in my office, but he had been sent after me by Steve McPike, another pool player friend from Colorado. Thompson lived a contradiction. He himself was tied to Hotbody International and their photographer, immersed in the adult industry. He even manipulated me directly. We should build adult websites. While he knew I was building websites for others. Yet later, in anger, he turned on me. You built adult websites. It wasn't morality. It was entrapment. He wanted to take what he himself was doing and weaponize it against me. Thompson also referred me to hustler model Tracy Anakoval. I did build www.trachanikoval.com, but I didn't let her reel me in. She was part of setups involving spy cameras in hotel rooms to film Gene Simmons. She wanted me to play a role, but I told her I wanted nothing to do with it. Meanwhile, Trojans had been placed on my computer, allowing outsiders to watch my screen live, take screenshots, even plant files. When I started piecing it together, my computer shut down remotely mid-use, a taunt from those watching me, in unheard of worldwide mass groups, through the Trojans. Reinforcing Mike Huntley's death threats, world of paranoia, while he was carrying his threats out with actions. That information, private data, out-of-context fragments, was fed worldwide. Porn stars like Alexis Amore, Havana Ginger, and countless others with models and worldwide groups parroted the material, fueling worldwide gaslighting campaigns. Around that time, models like Alexis Amore, working for Hotbody International, were most likely following the same patterns, claiming I was stalking them. This mirrored what I saw with Tim Thompson, who kept adult DVD covers on his desk and always placed Alexis Amore's on top, ensuring it caught my attention. These incidents connect to a much larger network involving Brian Longbottom, Universal Studios, Modern Video Film, property owner Rick Caruso, Starbucks, and many other corporations. Brian Longbottom had been my visual effects supervisor when I landed my first animation job at Modern Video Film after college. After his firing, he sought to befriend me, claiming it was for my technical knowledge and to make money. In reality, he was working with organizations to expand these stalking groups, bringing in random corporations or even the city of Thousand Oaks Civic Center, proposing business ideas that doubled as setups, framing attempts, or coordinated harassment on an ever larger scale. This was connected directly to Huntley, Bob Sandler, Tim Thompson, and Rody Morales, and many more. Huntley even rerouted our network switch into the office next door at Golden State Sports Medical, my father's company, with Hattie Guggens employed. Later, my father offered me a can't-miss Ventura Boulevard office deal as Shelley Humphrey's company moved their company out. It was a trap. The gym Huntley pushed me into was packed with models and porn stars tied to Morales, the gym manager there, all playing victim in frame jobs. Morales constantly pushed me into strip clubs all over California, mirroring what Val Morozov had done at the University of Colorado in 1995. Let's go to strip clubs and make money. Even earlier, in 1991, Eric Christensen, working with San Diego police, pulled the same tricks. Stalking, strip clubs, and setups while running angles with Jason Perelman. These operations were synchronized across time and geography. For example, when Morales took me to AdultCon, the very same day Val Morozov, after years of silence, suddenly called me. A seamless coordination. This isn't random. It's the continuation of a 48-year narrative campaign to frame me as unstable and dangerous, when in fact it's their setups, synchronized and staged, that prove premeditation. Paul Humphrey's role and the layers of setup. Paul Humphrey was a grade below me at Calabasas High. His older brother, Joe Humphrey, was in my brother Jason Perelman's class. That's how Paul first approached me. He acted like he wanted to be friends. For a while, I believed he was. But the setup started even earlier. At just 8 years old, I kissed a black girl. That single, innocent moment was twisted into a permanent label. Kevin is filled with hate and rage. Kevin is racist and anti-Semitic. Jewish boys don't kiss black girls. This shows the labels were already being manufactured before the later incident with Jason Gordon. Around the same age, I was manipulated by Robbie Leff into saying something lame about Gordon at the mall. Gordon instantly snapped, going from 0 to 100, and punched me in the stomach. Here's the truth. Out of all the billions of scenarios since then where people have lashed out at me in anger, rage, and hate, and the things said and done to me have been a billion times worse than what I said to Jason Gordon, I have never once reacted the way Gordon did. To this day, it remains the only incident in my life where I was the instigator. One imperfection at 8 years old. Yet, the psychology community has twisted those childhood moments into lifelong justifications. That single imperfection, things like kissing a black girl, mouthing off to Gordon, has been weaponized into the worldwide narrative. Kevin's a bully. Another one of these justifications came directly from Paul. His personality drove me crazy at times, and occasionally I would vent to others about him. That was turned into a weapon too. It's Kevin's behavior. It's his personality. Once again, a meaningless, human detail was manufactured into a permanent worldwide label. It's like this. If you're 10 years old and leave a Coke can on a park bench, suddenly for the rest of your life you're branded a litterer. And from that single Coke can, you now have a planetary murder operation hunting you for 50 years because you blinked wrong. Meanwhile, everyone else sees litter everywhere and doesn't care. That shows it isn't about the Coke can. It's personal. It's about manufacturing judgments to get what they already wanted. At 15, Kevin's a bully. At 20, in Oregon, Kevin's a bully. At 25, in Colorado, Kevin's a bully. At 30, in Starbucks, Coffee Bean, restaurants, Kevin's a bully. At 53, strangers repeat the same lie. Kevin's a bully. When that script wears thin, it shifts. Kevin can't let go of when he was 8. Kevin suffers from obsession. Thousands of shifting excuses are rotated through, even absurd ones like people only own one car, turning life into a fake mathematical equation, all designed to feed me disinformation, to make me think I must have done something wrong, to push me into accepting being hunted down to be killed. But anyone who is not psychotic and insane understands that people make mistakes in life, especially insignificant childhood things that don't matter, which shows that my worldwide stalkers know exactly what they are doing. And here's the bigger truth. They aren't questioning me or some supposed moral failing. They already know they're involved in a crime. They have the most private details of my life, distributing them worldwide and taking them out of context. That alone proves the conspiracy. They know the information was obtained illegally. They know it was handed to them as a weapon. And they know if I ask how they got it, they can't answer without exposing themselves. If you press them, they don't explain, they clam up, get angry, whistle as a death threat, and escalate the mental illness bludgeoning attacks. The argument is never really, Kevin, confess to your crimes. The real issue is, you were given this information illegally, you know it, and you're weaponizing it to torture me. Think about it. In 1982, there was no internet, no pagers, no smartphones. Yet these people had access to the most private details of my life, distributing them worldwide, and throwing them back at me a billion times in ideas of reference form. That is not coincidence. That is organized psychological warfare. This obsession with perfection echoes Adolf Hitler, who demanded absolute perfection and rationalized extermination from even the smallest flaw. My stalkers are doing the same thing, using imperfection as an excuse for hate, rage, insecurity, and fear, while justifying first-degree murder. And the people telling them to do it is the police, psychology community, and government of the United States of America, bypassing all constitutional and civil rights, making a person property, making a person a slave to be whipped and put up on crosses to be burned, or thrown on a train to Auschwitz to go to the showers. But no excuse can justify it. Murder is a crime, no matter what rationalization is invented. Conspiracy to commit murder, penal codes. PC 182, conspiracy to commit murder. PC 187, murder. PC 664 of 187, attempted murder. Applied here. Conspiracy, police, psychiatry, family, neighbors, and civilians coordinated. Murder, eradication through suicide, collapse, or setups. Attempted murder, direct assault, knife, K9, jail setups, threats. Gang stalking, relentless psychological attacks until collapse equals premeditated murder. Conclusion. This is not history. The daily attacks are still going on. To this day, I endure hundreds to thousands of coordinated provocations every day worldwide. Golden State Sports Medical and Starbucks became staging grounds. Threats like "no relaxing free nigger" prove how race, hate, and family ties were weaponized. Police use civilians as puppets to commit murder for them. Civilians are manipulated, then shielded. It is murder by proxy. And this is how it grows. One crazy monster, two homeless monsters, for 816 worldwide armies. Once it becomes the norm, you can't stop it. Everyone involved is conscious and responsible. If the world knew the truth, it would flip instantly. Kevin is a monster. Kevin is a victim of one of the largest psychological warfare and murder conspiracies in US history. This would spark worldwide controversy and force accountability. And it all traces back to me kissing a black girl at Sunny Skies Day Camp, age 8. This is rooted in Hitler's methods, imported into US operations, turning civilians into Nazis. The only way forward is honesty. Otherwise, the US becomes a pseudo-nation like Germany in the 1940s, hiding behind democracy while practicing tyranny and eradication. The choice is simple: corruption or truth, chaos or honesty, tyranny or freedom. 1. Jason Perelman, brother, situation, manipulation from childhood, provoking, playing victim as part of early harassment. Potential violations. Civil. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, IED, Civil Code Section 43, Section 1708, criminal, if part of a larger conspiracy, CPC 182 below. 2. Mike Huntley, business partner, situation, admissions of privacy violations, using the judicial system for harassment, direct threats, rerouting network switch for surveillance, organizing psychological attacks. Officer Niger of San Diego Police Department states no crimes have been committed against Kevin Perelman. Police-related crimes and code violations. 1. Threats and intimidation by officers. Incidents. LAPD officers have stated directly, "We're watching you, Perelman." Police used threats, intimidation, and coordinated harassment, including aggression in jail, collusion with jail staff, and using civilians to provoke you. Criminal codes. PC 422, criminal threats. PC 136.1, intimidation of witness or victim. PC 182, criminal conspiracy. PC 149, assault or battery under color of authority. PC 236, false imprisonment, if detained illegally. PC 236.1, false imprisonment by violence or deceit. Federal. 18 U.S.C. Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. 2. Conspiracy and coordinated group harassment. Incidents. Coordination with civilians, security guards, and other agencies to harass, provoke, and psychologically damage you. Gang stalking operations, both inside and outside jail. Criminal codes. PC 182, conspiracy, agreement between two or more persons to commit a crime. PC 149, excessive force or assault by officer. PC 136.1, intimidation, if targeted to prevent reporting or testimony. PC 646.9, stalking, if part of a repeated harassment campaign. PC 653M, harassing or threatening communications. Federal. 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy against rights. 3. Excessive force/assault under color of authority. Incidents. Physical attacks or setups in jail. Police protection of civilians who assault you, e.g., attacks by security and neighbors coordinated/protected by LAPD. Criminal codes. PC 149, assault/battery by peace officers. PC 242, battery. PC 245. Assault with a deadly weapon, PC 240. Assault, federal, 18 USC section 242. 4. Cover UPS and evidence tampering. Incidents. Police covering up civilian assaults, attacks, and setups, e.g., not properly investigating or intentionally destroying evidence. Criminal codes. PC 135. Destroying or concealing evidence. PC 182. Conspiracy with others to obstruct justice. PC 118.1. Peace officer filing false report. Federal. 18 USC section 1519. Destruction, alteration, falsification of records. 5. Abuse of the legal process and judicial system. Incidents. Using the judicial system to harass or set up the target. Criminal codes. PC 182. Conspiracy, abuse of process. PC 134. Preparing/offering false evidence. PC 132. Offering false evidence in court. PC 137. Inducing false testimony or fraudulent documents. 6. Involvement in or facilitation of civil rights violations. Incidents. Police collaborate in psychological warfare, deprivation of rights, intimidation based on prejudice or bias, race, mental health, etc. Criminal codes. PC 422.6. Civil rights violations, hate crime enhancements, federal, 18 USC section 242, color of law, 18 USC section 241, conspiracy against rights, 42 USC section 1983, civil lawsuits for deprivation of rights by government actors. 7. Protection of criminal acts by civilians. Incidents. Police shielding individuals who commit assaults, thefts, or stalking against you and refusing to act on your complaints due to coordinated efforts. Criminal codes. PC 32. Accessory after the fact. Assisting to avoid arrest/prosecution. PC 182. Conspiracy. PC 149. Abuse of authority. 8. False arrest/unlawful detention. Incidents. Any situation where you are detained, arrested, or jailed without probable cause as part of intimidation or harassment. Criminal codes. PC 236. False imprisonment. Federal. 42 USC section 1983. Can be used to sue for false arrest or false imprisonment by police. 9. Use of civilians. Murder by proxy. Incidents. Police manipulating or encouraging civilians to commit threats, stalking, or potential violence so that police can avoid direct responsibility. Criminal codes. PC 182. Conspiracy. PC 187/664-187. Solicitation or attempt of murder, if intent can be proven. Criminal. Penal Code PC 182. Conspiracy. PC 646.9. Stalking. PC 422. Criminal threats. PC 632. Illegal recording/eavesdropping. PC 502. Unauthorized computer access/hacking. PC 422.6. Civil rights violations if hate/bias motivated. Civil. IED. Invasion of privacy. Business and Professions Code Section 17,200. Unlawful Business Acts. 3. Family members. Mother, Ron and Anita Perelman. Situation. Coordinating psychiatric ambushes. Supporting false labeling as crazy. Manipulating healthcare providers. Potential violations. Criminal. Conspiracy if coordinating with others. PC 182. Possible elder/child abuse statutes if manipulation was abusive. Civil. IED. Invasion of privacy. Possible defamation. 4. Tim Thompson, Steve McPike, Rody Morales, Bob Sandler, Val Morozov. Other business/pool associates situation. Surveillance. Setups. Feeding private info via spyware/trojans. Gaslighting. Introducing at-risk or illicit contacts, pushing setups in adult industry. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182. Conspiracy. PC 530.5. Identity theft. If misusing your personal data. PC 502. computer crimes, PC 632, eavesdropping, PC 647, J3, secretly recording in hotel or private settings, civil, invasion of privacy, IED, defamation. 5. Tracy Anna Koval and adult industry associates and worldwide groups involved involved in setups, surveillance, and worldwide gaslighting via communication networks. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182, conspiracy. PC 502, 632, 647, J3, as above, civil, invasion of privacy, defamation. 6. Brian Lomvitham, Universal Studios, Modern Video Film, Rick Caruso, corporations associated like Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Universal Studios, the Thousand Oaks Civics Art Plaza, and countless others. Situation. Contributing to the coordination of harassment, amplifying attacks through social/professional networks. Potential violations. Criminal. If any member actively participated. PC 182, conspiracy, contributing to IED. Civil, IED, invasion of privacy, business torts. 7. Starbucks staff and security, e.g., John Paul Naranjo, Starbucks Encino, Garrett, situation, physical and verbal attacks, staged assaults, provocation, spreading lies and disinformation with LAPD collusion. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 240, 242, assault and battery. PC 182, conspiracy. PC 245, assault with a deadly weapon/K9 attack. PC 646.9, stalking. Civil Code Section 51.7, hate crimes, violence motivated by protected characteristics. Civil, assault, battery, false imprisonment, IED. 8. LAPD officers, jail staff, police threats situation, threats, we're watching you, setups in jail, orchestrating attacks, aiding cover-ups. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182, conspiracy. PC 149, abuse under color of authority. 18 U.S.C. Section 242, federal, deprivation of rights under color of law. PC 135. Destroying/concealing evidence. PC 136.1. Witness intimidation. Civil. Bivens/federal civil rights claims. IED. False arrest. 9. Doctor. Metallica. Doctor. Alex Lazar. Psychiatry situation. Collusion with law enforcement to discredit you. Threats regarding medication. Interrogating under false pretenses. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182, conspiracy if proven. PC 136.1, witness/victim intimidation. Civil, medical malpractice, IED, invasion of privacy. 10. Bailey Bernard, stalking and assault, situation, assault, stalking, protected by LAPD in court. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 242, assault/battery. PC 646.9, stalking. PC 182, conspiracy, if coordinated. Civil, IED, assault, battery. 11. Unnamed neighbors, civilian situation, ongoing stalking, aggression, coordination with police, psychological harassment, whistling, parked cars, mass repetition, mail theft. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182, conspiracy. PC 646.9, stalking. PC 350, mail theft, if proven. PC 602, trespassing, if entering property. PC 422, criminal threats, civil. Invasion of privacy, IED, trespass, nuisance. 12. Group coordination, gang stalking, RICO elements, situation, systematic, orchestrated psychological warfare, involving multiple parties and use of technology, business, and civilian networks. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182, conspiracy, multiple actors toward an unlawful end, RICO statutes, 18 USC section 1962, federal racketeering laws, if criminal enterprise established. PC 646.9, stalking, PC 653M, harassing phone/electronic communications, PC 502, computer crime/cyber stalking, civil conspiracy, IED, invasion of privacy, defamation. General criminal statutes referenced. PC 182, conspiracy to commit crime. PC 187, murder. PC 664 of 187, attempted murder. PC 646.9, stalking. PC 24242, assault/battery. PC 245, assault with deadly weapon/K9. PC 422, criminal threats. PC 632, unlawful eavesdropping or recording. PC 502, computer/data crimes. PC 530.5, identity theft. PC 647, J3, secret recording. PC 149, abuse under color of authority. PC 136.1, intimidating a witness/victim. PC 135, destroying evidence. Civil Code Section 1708, right to privacy/IED. Civil Code violations. IED, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Invasion of privacy. Civil Code Section 1708.8, Section 43. Defamation, libel, and slander. Civil conspiracy. Civil rights violations. California Unruh Civil Rights Act. Civil Code Section 51, Section 51.7. Business torts, if commercial/competitive motives. Listing of key persons, situations, and potential violations. 1. Jason Perelman, brother. Situation, manipulation from childhood, provoking, playing victim as part of early harassment. Potential violations. Civil, intentional infliction of emotional distress, IED, Civil Code Section 43, Section 1708, criminal, if part of a larger conspiracy, CPC 182 below. 2. Mike Huntley, business partner, situation, admissions of privacy violations, using the judicial system for harassment, direct threats, rerouting network switch for surveillance, organizing psychological attacks. Potential violations. Criminal, Penal Code PC 182, conspiracy, PC 646.9, stalking, PC 422, criminal threats, PC 632, illegal recording/eavesdropping, PC 502, unauthorized computer access/hacking, PC 422.6, civil rights violations, if hate/bias motivated, civil, IED, invasion of privacy. Business and Professions Code Section 17,200, Unlawful Business Acts. 3. Family members, mother, Ron and Anita Perelman, situation, coordinating psychiatric ambushes, supporting false labeling as crazy, manipulating healthcare providers. Potential violations. Criminal, conspiracy if coordinating with others, PC 182, possible elder/child abuse statutes if manipulation was abusive. Civil, IED, invasion of privacy, possible defamation. 4. Tim Thompson, Steve McPike, Rody Morales, Bob Sandler, Val Morozov, other business/pool associates situation, surveillance, setups, feeding private info via spyware/trojans, gaslighting, introducing at-risk or illicit contacts, pushing setups in adult industry. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 182, conspiracy, PC 530.5, identity theft, if misusing your personal data, PC 502, computer crimes, PC 632, eavesdropping, PC 647, J3. secretly recording in hotel or private settings. Civil, invasion of privacy, i.e.d. defamation. 5. Tracy Anna Koval and adult industry associates and the mass groups taking part. Situation. Involved in setups, surveillance, and worldwide gaslighting via communication networks. Potential violations. Criminal. PC 182, Conspiracy. PC 502, 632, 647, J3, as above. Civil. Invasion of privacy, defamation. 6. Brian Longvitham, Universal Studios, Modern Video Film, Rick Caruso, Corporation Situation, contributing to the coordination of harassment, amplifying attacks through social/professional networks. Potential violations. Criminal. If any member actively participated. PC 182. Conspiracy. Contributing to IED. Civil. IED. Invasion of privacy. Business torts. 7. Starbucks staff and security, e.g., John Paul Naranjo, Starbucks Encino, Garrett, situation, physical and verbal attacks, staged assaults, provocation, spreading lies and disinformation with LAPD collusion. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 240, 242, assault and battery, PC 182, conspiracy, PC 245, assault with a deadly weapon/K9 attack, PC 646.9, stalking. Civil Code Section 51.7, hate crimes, violence motivated by protected characteristics, civil, assault, battery, false imprisonment, IED. 8. LAPD officers, jail staff, police threats situation, threats, we're watching you, setups in jail, orchestrating attacks, aiding cover-ups. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 182, conspiracy, PC 149, abuse under color of authority, 18 U.S.C. Section 242, federal, deprivation of rights under color of law, PC 135. Destroying/concealing evidence, PC 136.1, witness intimidation, civil, citizens/federal civil rights claims, IED, false arrest. 9. Doctor. Metadika, doctor. Alex Lazar, psychiatry situation, collusion with law enforcement to discredit you, threats regarding medication, interrogating under false pretenses. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 182, conspiracy, if proven, PC 136.1, witness/victim intimidation, civil, medical malpractice, IED, invasion of privacy. 10. Bailey Bernard, stalking and assault, situation, assault, stalking, protected by LAPD in court. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 24242, assault/battery, PC 646.9, stalking, PC 182, conspiracy, if coordinated, civil, IED, assault, battery. 11. Unnamed neighbors, civilian situation, ongoing stalking, aggression, coordination with police, psychological harassment, whistling, parked cars, mass repetition, mail theft. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 182, conspiracy, PC 646.9, stalking, PC 422, criminal threats, civil, invasion of privacy, IED, trespass, nuisance. 12. Group coordination, gang stalking, RICO elements, situation, systematic, orchestrated psychological warfare, involving multiple parties and use of technology, business, and civilian networks. Potential violations. Criminal, PC 182, conspiracy, multiple actors toward an unlawful end, RICO statutes, 18 U.S.C. Section 1962, federal racketeering laws, if criminal enterprise established. PC 646.9, stalking, PC 653N, harassing phone/electronic communications. PC 502, computer crimes/cyberstalking. Civil conspiracy, IED, invasion of privacy, defamation. General criminal statutes referenced. PC 182, conspiracy to commit crime. PC 187, murder. PC 664 of 187, attempted murder. PC 646.9, stalking. PC 24242, assault/battery. PC 245, assault with deadly weapon/K9. PC 422, criminal threats. PC 632, unlawful eavesdropping or recording. PC 502, computer/data crimes. PC 530.5, identity theft. PC 647, J3, secret recording. PC 149, abuse under color of authority. PC 136.1, intimidating a witness/victim. PC 135, destroying evidence. Civil Code Section 1708, right to privacy/IED. Civil Code violations. IED, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Invasion of privacy. Civil Code Section 1708.8, Section 43. Defamation, libel and slander. Civil conspiracy. Civil rights violations. California Unruh Civil Rights Act. Civil Code Section 51, Section 51.7. Business torts, if commercial/competitive motives. Summary table of police-related crimes in your case. Police action. Code violations. Threats/intimidation. PC 422, 136.1, 182, 149, 236, Fed 18 U.S.C. Section 242. Coordinated harassment, gang stalking. PC 182, 149, 646.9, 653M, Fed 18 U.S.C. Section 241. Excessive force/assault in or out of custody. PC 149, 240, 242, 245, Fed 18 U.S.C. Section 242. Evidence tampering/cover-ups. PC 135, 182, 118.1, Fed 18 U.S.C. Section 1519. Judicial process abuse. PC 182, 134, 132, 137. Civil rights deprivations/hate crimes. PC 422.6, Fed 18 U.S.C. Section 241, Section 242, 42 U.S.C. 1983. Protecting criminal acts by others. PC 32, 182, 149. False arrest/unlawful detention. PC 236, Fed 42 U.S.C. Section 1983. Use of civilians for proxy crimes. PC 182, 187, 664 of 187. Organized listing by person, situation, and laws broken. Person/entity. Situation. Criminal codes. Civil codes/torts. Jason Perelman. Early manipulation, provocation. PC 182, if part of conspiracy. IED, invasion of privacy. Mike Huntley. Surveillance, threats, privacy violations. PC 182, PC 646.9, 502, 422, 632. IED, privacy, Section 17200. Family, Mother Ron Anita. Psychiatric collusion, labeling. PC 182, conspiracy, abuse statutes. IED, privacy, defamation. Tim Thompson et al. Computer crimes, setups, gaslighting. PC 182, 502, 530.5, 647, J, 3, 632. ID, privacy, defamation. Adult Industry Associates. Setups, worldwide smear. PC 182, 502, 647, J, 3, 632. ID, privacy, defamation. Brian Longvitham and Corp Network. Professional/personal harassment. PC 182 IID, privacy torts. Starbucks and security. Assaults, harassment.